Yo, what's going on guys, welcome back to a brand new Fortnite Battle Royale video here on my channel. So in today's video guys, what we're going to be going over is everything we know in terms of leaks or teasers or hints within the map so far pointing towards the Snowfall skin and ultimately what it'll be, what role it'll play and what it'll look like within Fortnite Battle Royale Season 7. If you guys didn't know, these unlockable skins that we can get for free from, buying the Battle Pass initially and then completing the weekly challenge sets within the Battle Pass usually come out upon the release of the Week 7 challenges, being the Blockbuster, the Visitor skin, the Road Trip, the Enforcer skin, and the Hunting Party, the Aim skin, all needing to be, unlocked by completing 7 sets of the weekly challenges in their entirety, and obviously the fastest obtainable way to do that would be to complete the first 7, hence why I said you could firstly unlock it, or it would be released upon the release of the Week 7 challenges within that season. However, this season they're taking a different approach, and by a different approach I mean literally they're changing up the availability of when we'll be able to unlock it by pushing it further back towards the end of the season, being the start of week 9, and I'll explain that later on in the video, and also the fact that we may see another in-game live event regarding the Snowfall skin being released, or basically, freed, should I say, because he's located somewhere within the map right now in a kind of, trapped environment. So make sure you're sticking around and watching the full video, because we're going to be going over all the information, leaks and hints that we know so far, pointing towards when the Snowfall skin will be released, what he's going to look like, and ultimately why he was trapped in the first place, and what kind of role does this have in the storyline and development towards the end of Season 7, occurring the start events leading into Season 8. Very quickly before we get into any of the information though guys, I'd just like to quickly announce that as of today, January 22nd, I'm running a 5,000 V-Buck giveaway on the channel ending on February 20th, so if you want a chance to win 5,000 V-Bucks, like I said, for completely free, so why not enter? Here's how you can do so. All you need to do is leave a like on today's video, subscribe to my YouTube channel with post notifications turned on so you never miss a future upload when I upload whatever I upload, follow my Twitter linked in the video description down below, and upon doing all that, comment down below on today's video letting me know you've completed all the above steps, whether you state you've completed all of them simply by just saying I completed all the above steps, or stating them one by one, it does not matter, so then I can check across your social media platforms to see the fulfillment of the requirements I've set, and if you have completed all of them, then congrats, you've entered the giveaway, and good luck at the end of the month upon winning the 5,000 V-Bucks. So first things first, hopping into what we know so far about the Snowfall skin, well, it's a different approach like I mentioned in the introduction of today's video upon when we'll be able to be, unlocking this skin for the first time, and that will be during week 9. The reason for this being they took a different approach from, completing 7 sets of the weekly challenges this season in order to unlock this free unlockable skin with ties to the storyline by making it unlockable for completing 60 weekly challenges in total. As you guys know, there's only 7 challenges within each challenge set, so if you had say 7 weekly challenge sets completed, you would have only completed 49 weekly challenges like what we had to do for the requirements to unlock the unlockable skins in Season 4, 5 and 6. With that being said, for Season 7 having to complete 60 weekly challenges rather than the 7 sets totaling up to a total of 49 weekly challenges, we will need to complete all the challenges in every weekly challenge set leading up to week 9 and then 4 upon the day or release of the week 9 challenges being January 31st. So January 31st will be the first obtainable day of when the Snowfall skin will be freed from his chamber or imprisonment, and also for you guys to unlock and use within the game. As you guys may or may not know, a Fortnite season is predominantly split into 2 halves. So the first half, around halfway through the season, is a start build up to a live event occurring to shape the map and change the map, halfway through the season, for the main live event within the game only occurring once, in the case of Season 7 being the Ice Storm event that's just recently occurred, where the Ice King basically, freed himself from this fear where he was charging all this energy and swept the Fortnite map as we know now, completely covering it in snow like we saw briefly for the Christmas Day update. Here's a brief recap on your screen right now if you missed that, or if you even watched it, here's some cool cinematics of this event anyways. So with this concluding the first half of Season 7, the second half or the end of Season 7 is ultimately shaping and forming now, entirely based, as we know, usually around this unlockable skin in Season 6 being the AIM skin, bringing this snowstorm with the iceberg predominantly behind it to the map, colliding with it in the Season 7 trailer, thus creating the Season 7 map changes leading from Season 6 into Season 7. Season 7 is not only mixed up when we unlock this unlockable skin or when it will actually be involved in the shape and development of the storyline or the map changes leading into the next season, but also it's different because of the fact we've seen the tier 100 skin, the Ice King, involved within game in the map when we go to actually, play Battle Royale, rather than showcase to be involved in the storyline just in loading screens like we saw in prior seasons. With this being possible for the Ice King, who's to say that the Snowfall skin isn't somewhere already in the Fortnite Battle Royale map? Well, it's safe to say he is. There's also an event surrounding him, but it hasn't really been announced. It's just kind of an in-game mini event leading up to his release or the unveilment of him being firstly unlockable on January 31st upon the Week 9 challenges launching. In each season of Fortnite, we usually see an underlying live event like we saw with this iceberg basically combusting, revealing a new bunker in Season 7, as well simultaneously with the ice melting day by day, revealing more and more of what's underneath it, being this prisoner skin that's leaked in the game's files. There is also solidified proof that this is melting more and more each day, and I've got it to present to you guys right now. So this was taken, this footage that you guys are seeing of me showcasing the ice underneath Polar Peak where the prisoner is trapped underneath on January 18th. Fast forwarding to today, you can clearly see that there is 2 cylinder objects at either side of this kind of ice, and a lot more of it has been melted. Data miners were able to pull from the files what is underneath this, basically entrapped within this block of ice and engulfed by it, and it's basically a set of chains on these kind of cufflinks at the top attached to the top of this ice underneath, like, Polar Peak or the Polar Peak Castle, and they also did an incredible job of finding the first aesthetical view of a certain part of the Snowfall skin, being the arm basically trying to break free of this ice on this stand, which eventually this ice will melt down to. So it's safe to say that there is a character or protagonist largely having ties to the storyline underneath, entrapped or imprisoned in this ice that's basically chained to the ceiling, as well keeping him firmly locked down. How do we know that this is the Snowfall skin, and how do we know what kind of role the Snowfall skin is going to play? Well, if we look in the castle for more clues, you can clearly see at the King's Round Table of where these elemental kings sit, you can see the Ice King's seat at the very top with his symbol, kind of the 4 tally marks, and then you can also see basically other elemental symbols, but one in particular is kicked over, one where it represents a flame, being the Fire King, which ultimately would make sense because the Ice King, if it isn't blatantly obvious by now to you guys, is trying to basically cover the entire Fortnite Battle Royale map in ice to represent him and ultimately make the map his kingdom. So far he's managed to cover the entire map, but it won't stay like that for too long because of the normal environment, of which we have deserts and warm areas on the map where it will constantly need to be maintained by himself, the Ice King. So the ultimate threat to him here being not only the map environment, but somebody putting a stop to him carrying out these elemental changes to the map in terms of him covering the map in ice, which is the Fire King, as you guys can see, is largely implied to not be a fan of the Ice King with his chair kicked over at this round table. We can tell that the environment isn't made for ice, this Fortnite Battle Royale map, nor the temperature actually suits it of which it's located in, because of the fact Polar Peak has constantly been melting ever since the collision of this iceberg initially at the start of Season 7. However, it's been happening very slowly, but you guys will be able to tell it's been melting because of the fact more of the bottom layers or chambers of the Polar Peak Castle have been revealed as time's gone on throughout the season, revealing more secrets and hints towards the storyline, and now the Snowfall skin. So with all these clues at the bottom of Polar Peak's castle being frozen over and ultimately being there since the initial collision of the iceberg with the Fortnite Battle Royale map, it's clear to distinguish the fact that the Ice King had some sort of disagreement with the Fire King or saw him as a threat before the plans to come to the Fortnite Battle Royale map and completely engulf it and cover it in ice, creating it his own kingdom. So upon recognising this, or upon this, disagreement happening with the Fire King or the Snowfall skin, he trapped him underneath Polar Peak to prevent him from ruining the kingdom that he had in mind to create. That's all we know regarding the Snowfall skin so far. However, upon the initial release or obtainable date of which he will be actually implemented into the game for players to use or unlock being January 31st, there may be another event or shown in the loading screens a battle commencing between the Ice King and the Fire King or Snowfall skin, whatever the codename actually appears to be uncovered to. If this final battle does commence between these two rivals, rivals. This will ultimately shape the map changing from Season 7 to Season 8, where this ice predominantly won't be here anymore because upon Season 8's release, it's going to be around the springtime. And as you guys know, Fortnite always base their seasons around the real life current time that we're in. Springtime doesn't have snow, so that hopefully concludes everything about the Snowfall skin and what's going to happen to Fortnite Season 7 upon its end in today's video. Thank you all for watching today's video. If you enjoyed, make sure you're leaving a like in the video down below and subscribing to the channel if you enjoy, to keep up to date with future updates regarding the Snowfall skin before its release, as I think we're going to be getting more hints and teasers each and every individual day upon the lead up to its actual release or unlockable time within the game in Fortnite Battle Royale. Also, let me know in the comment section down below if I failed to mention anything that you guys knew about, or if you have credible sources that you actually have threads of information, then make me aware of that in the comment section down below, as it'd be highly appreciated. Anyways, with that being said, that's all for today's video. I'm out. Thank you all for watching one more time, and peace.